Today, I'm going to show you the quick and easy way to install your Racetech shock spring on your Yamaha without removing your shock from the bike. A couple things you're going to need today. You are going to need your new shock spring, punch and hammer. If you don't have a Racetech punch, use something with a blunt tip. Do not use something sharp like a screwdriver or chisel and damage the rings on it. Flathead screwdriver. This is just to get the bumper out of the way, so that way we can slide the shock retainer ring right off, get it out of the way. Ratchet, a 17 and a 19-inch socket or wrenches. Some grease, torque wrench, 2 stands, one to put under the rear wheel and one to put under the bike. Let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is take off the top locking collar off of the shock. Now that that is loose, I'm going to run the ring all the way to the top of the shock. Get it out of my way. Now you should be able to take the spring at this point and spin it, and it will start loosening that shock collar also. Sometimes it doesn't work that way because it's got too much preload on it because they already had the wrong spring. So sometimes if you grab it, I try not to use the hammer on any of this stuff. Just pushing and spinning the spring with my hand. Now, it may be necessary to give it a few hits if they did preload it too much. What happens is it has too much resistance on the threads and it just won't spin freely. Now that I have the shock collars all the way to the top of the shock, I'm going to take off the linkage bolts. Bottom of the shock is a 17. The back linkage bolt is a 19. Okay, now with just a little bit of pressure on the rear wheel, just to get it to move, you can easily slide out both your linkage bolt and your shock bolt. Now, these things may be completely dry. That's what the grease is for. This is, I don't think it's ever seen any type of grease on it. Good time to grease up some bolts. And realistically, you should take apart the whole linkage and do it. But just for this video, we're just going to do the shock. So now I have all the linkage out of the way. Next step, get your second stand, pull your shock, pull your rear wheel all the way up, get your bucket, or your second shock spring up there so that way you can get the rear wheel out of the way. We'll take that flathead just to move the bumper out of the way. Slowly work it. Don't reach in there and tear it. Once it comes out from the bottom cup, it should easily move out of your way. Enough to where you could do it by fingers. I'll run the bumper all the way up. Now what you're going to be looking for is this slit in the spring, and that's how it's going to come apart. You take your screwdriver and thread it in between there if you need to, just to get these two cups separated. Once that's separated, you should easily be able to slide off. This retainer is going to hold the whole spring in, and it goes right out. You'll have all these pieces are what hold it together. Now we will take this sweet new Racetech spring, put the old one in the box. I like to check, even though it is stamped, I like to check what side the retainers fit better. On this specific model, they fit fine, so you can add your writing up to the top of the shock. On our springs, the last two numbers will tell you the rate of it. This guy's going with a 6.3 on this Yamaha, which makes sense on why it was preloaded so much. So we're going to throw the spring all the way up in there. Now we have, oops, don't put it upside down like I almost just did. This sits inside of the spring, and then your cover. Now it's set. You run that bumper back down with your fingers. Try to get it to pop back in. You can actually feel it. And now before I start it, I will lower the top spring retainer so it has a little tension and stuff can't flop around in there. Risk that bottom one coming out. Got a work wrench and some grease and put this all back together. Okay, we're going to take our stand out. Easy just to kick it out of the way. You can line up the shock if you'd like. Pushing down on the seat just to get them lined up. And make sure you line up these little flat spots on the back side of the linkage. Just gonna get them hand tight till I get this thing snugged. Let's start at the chain side. Now you want to make sure that the D nut or the D bolt is lined up perfectly. What I mean by that, you want to make sure in the linkage on both sides is set with those grooves so they don't spin. This bike calls for 39 foot-pounds for the lower shock. Now the back linkage bolt calls for 59. Okay, now that those are torqued, I'm going to lock down our spring. Gotta get some preload. Now you'd be checking for your rider's sag. We will check it when he gets here, but for the sake of this video, we're gonna run this down. We take the bottom, the top shock. Top shock lock ring. Go ahead and give some taps. After you set your rider's sag, which that's another video. After that, a quick, easy way to do a shock spring without taking the shock off the bike. Even though these don't have the air boxes in the back, it does still have some electronics, the battery, some other stuff in the way. So this kind of makes it quick and easy and pretty painless. We've been filming for 16 minutes total right now from start to finish. So hopefully that helps you. And if you like it, hit that subscribe button.